Welcome back to a very basic space program. We're on episode, I don't know anymore, 12, 13. You find me in the spaceplane hangar. In this episode, we're going to do a bit with planes. We're going to put together our first orbital rocket, and we're going to finish off flying some of the Javelin 2. So please join me. Right, so I'm having a look at the Coniston 3, and we do not have another high contract yet because we've got to wait like 120 days or 90 days or however long it is before the next one. And we've been doing these Mach 2 flights to try and get that done. However, I also note that we could get flying high photography. And I don't really want to rebuild the craft. I'm looking at it and going, this doesn't fit. And then I realized we have this whole section back here that's empty. So if I actually take this and I rotate it around so it points downwards, we hit the Alt key, we can just slide it into there and it fits beautifully. It's like it was designed. And now, just so that you don't feel I'm being cheaty with this, let me just hover over that. Can you see there beside it? You can actually see the engine's end before the actual camera there. So I think I'm going to allow myself to do that. So we're going to call this the Coniston 3, I don't know, Recon. We'll save it. So that's going to take 5 days to build, and we're just going to pop it to the top of our queue. You can see here we have the Javelin 2s there waiting to go. They haven't actually really started building yet, I don't believe. Oh, no, actually we've got another one above that, that's why. There we go. So we've got this one 10% of the way there. This is only going to take 5 days. What we actually need to do is we need to rename these. So we're on, let's have a look. J11 I think we're on. J011. That's Javelin 11. And then this one is going to be Javelin 12, obviously. That's the way it's going to be. J012. And of course, I'm not going to name this one because I don't know if we're going to get to it. So, just checking out the tech that we're on. We have materials, satellite era material science is going to be up in 5 days. That's not going to be a massive impact for us because we're not going to build anything with it straight away. We've also got orbital rocketry, both nodes coming up. Those are key. This is going to give us our first stage engine, sort of. We're going to probably operate it. And this is going to give us our second stage engine. And that's going to take us over a year to do, unless we put some more money in the pot, as it were. So I think we're probably going to put a little bit more money in the pot. We're going to give ourselves another fund bump and put that into R&D. Just to give us a little bit quicker there, and that's what's that done to it. That's given us, it's taken almost nothing off it, but it's better than nothing. I don't want to go any lower than that, just in case we have any major problems. So, we're going to build the Coniston, we'll try this recon flight, then I'm going to start putting together the idea of what our orbital rocket's going to be, and then we'll try flying the Javelin, I think. Right, let's just see how today goes. Now, please tell me, do you think I should just scrap the Coniston 2's cockpit? It's just taking up space. Or do we keep it as a memorial to, you know, just how amazing having an eject system is on one of these crafts and why we should do it? Anyway, comment down below about that one. Right, let's get going with this, I think. Right, it is the 14th of October 1955. We have the Coniston 3 Recon ready to go. I should have called it the Coniston 4, but it's basically just the Coniston 3 with a Recon pod added. I wonder whether we could do the same for biological samples if we wanted to do that. It's a thing I need to look at, because this could actually be a nice way of doing it, although saying that you need about 40 minutes of film. So it's unlikely we're going to do much with one flight, but every little bit of science is a bonus. Right, off we go. Today's pilot is Constantine, and we are flying up as far as we can. We're trying to pull up a bit. Come on, give me some control. Give me some control. Why do I have no control? Oh, that's interesting. Doesn't want to pull up. Interesting. Right, so we have to just make sure while we're doing this that everything is set, ready to go. Wonderful. And this thing we can actually set off because it won't start doing anything until it actually gets the right altitude, which is good. So we're just going to fly on up there, get going. You can see we're going up, and we're trying to get it up to a nice high angle of attack there, because our thrust to weight ratio is good enough to just push us up. So there we go. Just get me up there. Get me up, get me up, get me up, get me up. Right, we're going to hold it there. That's what we're going to aim for. We're going to start gaining some speed. And we can speed this up a little bit, I think. There we go. Oh, wonderful. Superb. Possibly not the most efficient way of doing this. Probably could have put some drop tanks on it to give us a longer burn time and things like that. We do have extra allowance for mass. Now on our airdrop, this craft is underweight holding on as it is. Right, we've now got a peak that is above where we need to be, so we can just pull ourselves down a bit. There we go. Don't want to go too high. We want to pull our engines all the way down. There we go. So we've got very low thrust now. Obviously, again, that would be shutting off different chambers. We probably have one chamber of each on there. Let's have a look. We're going to go quite high. I'm actually fine putting the nose down even a little bit more like a level. There we go. Give me some more horizontal velocity. And we should be getting data, are we? What's going on? Oh, because that's stopped because we're over the 40. Okay. And this is running. Okay. So what have we got? We're counting it down. That's good. So we can actually just work through that time there. I think so. 5 minutes is it for the full load? Is that probably about 5 minutes to do one of those, which is not great, but we'll get somewhere through it, I think. Just putting our nose up a little bit, and for some reason we've got a little bit of a wonk on, which I think came in when we actually did speedy up time. So we're gonna speed you up a bit more. Make sure that we don't. There we go. So now we are going to be falling, and what I actually want to do is just put our nose up a bit, see if we can get a bit of a skip. Can we get a skip now? We're actually going to come straight back down. That's annoying. Right. But if nothing else, what have we got? We've got. Let's have a look. We got half a minute. Well, yeah, it's not brilliant. Probably about half a point of the sciences. Is this now kicking in? Yeah, we're getting this now. So when we're not getting that, we're getting some of the Mach 2 stuff, which is good. That's good. So there's some science coming in lots of different ways, which is a positive. So we can actually put our nose down and maintain some of that speed, because I can't remember. It's got to be over 650, isn't it? So as long as we maintain speed over 650, we're okay. And we're going to go flying past the base there, you know. I actually set this one off 250 kilometers out instead of 200, so it gives us a bit more sort of bang for our buck, as it were. Right, we need to not have it on speedy up, because I'm going to do that. Look at that. Would you see that there? That's interesting. We had a big spike there. So even with atmospheric autopilot, we are getting big spikes. There we go. We're able to hold our level. That's interesting. Right now, I want to drop it down again. Give me some speed. Maintain my speed, please. Give me speed, because I don't want to lose all my speed just yet. Come on. And then we're gonna pull up again. There we go. Hold it above that, and I think we're about to finish our run. It is gonna be close as to whether it's yeah, it's the speed first. Okay. Well, that's fine. So now let's deploy some brakes of some sort, and we can do some turns, I think. There we go. Do that, and we'll just do a little bit of this and turn it round and just kill some of that. We don't want to crash into the city. Obviously, we're still recovering after the Coniston 2's slight issue with the city there, and I don't think anybody was harmed. I think it was fine. I don't think there's any complaints been made whatsoever. I think they all understand, you know, it's the risk of living, you know, there, obviously. I don't know if we'd actually do these tests in real life like that, obviously. Right, so we're just going to turn it around. We've lost a load of speed now. That's nice, actually. We're really just taking all the speed out of the craft, and we can actually put our nose down a little bit, like so. And yeah, actually, we just pull it around a bit more. Let's get us round to the 90, as it were. There we go. And then we'll just straighten up and put our nose down, get into the thick air. Wonderful. Yeah, we go, getting a bit of speed up now as we start to drop. We can add a bit more timey-wimey warpy, get the ground altitude in. The radar altimeter is activated. Alright, we're coming in a little chunky. There we go. That is a little, let me just, that is very, I suppose we still got it. I thought we'd knocked that off. Right. It is jumpy when you've got it on physical time warp, and you have to be careful with that. And yeah, if I was probably playing in a more relaxed style, I would just be, yeah, it's fine. We'll just keep it on normal speed, but we're trying to get this stuff going. So yeah, that's not great. Right, I don't want to land in the water, so we're just gonna pull this up like so, kill all of the speed, which is the worst thing you could possibly do, obviously. And then we're going to, there we go, 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 kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it. Stalling, 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 stalling. And come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go, parachutes away. And then we can knock off the autopilots and everything. And off we go, down to the ground, nice and calm, not going to land anywhere near the water. That's good. Ooh, what on earth? What on earth happened there? Why are we swinging? That's odd. Turn off these. Deesh, that was interesting. Something has grabbed us. Do I have Kerbal Wind installed? I don't think I do, but that would possibly explain it. Alright, we're coming down taily end first again. Let's speed this down to the ground, and then we can finish this mission. Come on, all the way down. Takes for an age. Let's speed this up even more. Can we actually? There used to be a trick you could look at the sky, and the timer would run a bit quicker because it wasn't having to calculate the ground. I'm not sure if that works because we've got clouds, or you could do the calculating the ground only, and that did it as well. But yeah, coming down, and there we go. And I think I will jump back to the main screen instead of waiting for this to land. So back to the main screen. Well, it may have felt like about 5 millionths of a second for you there, but that was actually about 10 minutes for me because Unity decided to crash and everything went wrong. And then when I came back, the craft was actually still landed but hadn't been recovered, so I had to go and do that again. So anyway, let's get on with this. Sometimes those things happen. We have no crew additional report, no thing there. We've got half a science for the photography, 1.2 science for Mach 2 flight. So we're actually getting a bit for both those, which is good. That's a nice something. So that's a 1.8 science out of that, which gets us ever closer to our next bit of science, which is nice. So there we go. Sorted. So that's going to be recovered. It's going to take a little while. And then we've got the next Javelin. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to put together the idea or the foundation for what our orbital craft's going to be. We're going to change it as we get more tech, but I think we can look at that now. So let's go at the VAB and look at putting together an orbital craft. Right, so here we are. This is going to be the Javelin 3A. We'll just save that. I have first of all got ourselves an avionics. We're going to make that a science core. We're going to go for the best we've got, although we'll operate that probably just after we launch it. Let's see, how long do we want it to actually run for? Let's see. 6 days? I don't want 6 days. We don't need 6 days. So let's make it, I don't know, 2,000. What does that do for us? 2,000 makes it 10 hours. That's a nice long time. So 2,000. But I don't want that shape. That shape I do not like. So let's go for a cube, because cubes are cool. So there we go. At least a polygon of some sort. We're going to go science. We're going to go 0 of that. I want, let's see, make that smaller. Let's make it 5. Yeah, 50 centimeters across is nice. Let's make it 1,000. Let's make that 0. Let's apply that. So that gives us 5 hours. Ooh, you know what? Let's make it 2,000. There we go. A little bit bigger, because we want to put some other stuff on there. We want to actually think about transmission. So you say we're transmitting all the time. What's that going to do to us? It's going to do nothing. It says nothing is going to happen. Okay, that's interesting. Is it? Oh no, it takes down 7. Okay, so that's going to be good. Right. We need telemetry on. And we're going to want to have some other science on board. So let's see what configurable things have we got. Well, we're probably going to want a barometer. And we're going to want a thermometer. And I don't think we've got anything else that we'd actually want to send up there that will go back. No. So that's basically going to be our first craft, our first little science probe. But we're going to refine that. Obviously, when we come to build the craft, we're going to make it look pretty and things like that. We'll probably put some solar panels on it at some point. But for this first launch, it's just going to be a dumb weight that's going to transmit back to us with temperature and pressure readings and things. So I will tidy that up when we actually start to build it. So what we're going to put underneath it, right, well, we are going to have, let's have a look, we need some sort of payload thing, so we're going to have one of those on the side, but I'm going to go with, let's see, interstage. I want the, no, I don't want you, I want, yeah, one of these. I quite like these hollow ones, because if we choose to in the future put anything with an engine, we can actually see the engine in it. And I don't want it to 3 meters, I want it 2, and I'd quite like it in White's fine actually for now, and we'll just reattach it like that. One thing I do notice with this, and it might be a glitch, you might not, if you change the different types on these hollow ones, it will actually reposition your payload, so be wary of that. So we want to put this top on. I don't really like the look of that, so we're going to change that to my favorite, which is the Delta. There we go. Right, and then we're going to move that up because we're going to put some tanks underneath. So next we're going to go for, let's have a look. We're going to have, where is it? There we go. We're going to have integral. They're going to be ready for us when we're doing this. So we're going to have that, and we're going to make it 2 meters across. In fact, we may make it more, but we'll think about that. And then we're going to have an engine underneath it, which is going to be, let's have a look, the one that I really want to use. There we are. This here, the RD-0105. There we go, and it's got an interesting structure. You got your little vernier engine sort of built onto the side to give it sort of the equivalent of gimbal. We could sit this all the way back like that, but I've got a plan for this space, and I've got a plan for basically what's going on here. So that's that. And what I want to do is I want to actually have a boat tail down to about here. That's going to cover this section because we're going to store some material in there. We're going to be quite clever and use that space. So we want a boat tail, so we're going to come back up here into a payload. We're going to find our boat tail adapter. There we go. Turn it over, and there we go. Stick that on there. You know what? I think we'll build this upper stage first, and then we'll do the lower stage probably at the start of the next episode, and we'll launch a rocket in between because I don't want to just do a full buildy all the way through the episode. Right. So there we go. Make that 2. Make that 2 as well. And you can see its height there. What we're actually going to do is we're going to steal this and put it on there like that by rotating it. There we go. And I want that to be a little less than that, I think. Although actually that would work for me. Would that work? I think that might work quite nicely. Yeah, let's stick with that. So that's okay. And what we also want to make sure is that these do not decouple. So if we come up here and turn off the decoupling, there we go. And I'm also going to reduce their density because I don't need them to be they're just, you know, boat tail type things, and I don't really need to put those on. I could actually just have a fairing that releases and it would be more efficient for this stage, but actually I just like the idea of us protecting some of what's going to go in here. Okay, so that's that. I also want to change this to be just 2 nodes instead of 4. Okay, so there we go. So we've got that there. Now what's going to go in here? Well, we're actually going to put some little tanks in there. We're going to build our own because, well, we don't have the option to do anything else really. But we're not going to put them in yet because I don't think we need them yet. My plan is that as we develop this, we can put some solid rockets and things like that up here, and in which case we'll add in some RCS stuff here, which will allow us to refine what we're doing. At the moment, I don't think we need to do that. We don't need the RCS because this is going to pretty much hot stage, and so that's that. That's going to be our pretty much our top stage. But we've got to fill some fuel up. Now the advantage of this, and we can get rid of this. We actually need a, you know what I've forgotten? Terrible. We need to have an avionics unit, don't we? Oh, terrible. Almost forgot that. So again, we're going to go 2 meters on that. Put that up there. There we go. And we could actually make that into a dome and fit it under there, but I want to leave this space clear. So what we're going to do, we're going to check this, and this is going to be 2 minutes. The interesting about this engine is, if I actually look at it, it can burn, where is it? Rated burn time 440 seconds, which is huge. That's a huge amount of burn time. What I actually want is probably about 5 tons on this stage. That's what I'm going to aim for. So we're going to take it to about 5 tons. There we go. It's a little bit more than I'd like, but let's go with that. 5.2, and then we'll change this to 5.5, just because we may have payload that is heavier than that. And how much electricity do I want? You know what? Give me 200, because I don't think I'm going to need any more than that. Let's be honest. And it says I've got 2 hours even at that. Okay, and what happens if I knock this one off? If I block it, where do we go? Stop the electric charge. Oh, it still reads it. That's annoying. Right. So I've got 2 hours with 2,000. So that's going to, yeah, there's at least 6 minutes on that engine there. So maybe we'll put a little bit more in just to be safe. Let's make it 300. There we go. just to be safe. There we go. Right, so that's that done. That's our first sort of upper stage for the Javelin 3. Now let's go and actually let's go and launch a rocket, I think, because we've done enough with this. Let's go and launch an actual rocket. So we'll save that and let's go and launch a rocket. Right, before we can actually launch the rocket, we need to choose a mission. So I think any of these are going to be good. Any of these are going to be nice. So we've got, let's see, downrange. We've got altitude sounding rocket, 100 units of payload to 80 kilometers. I'm not doing that. That's not difficult. We don't have the difficult one of those, which is interesting. We do have the difficult downrange, which is 305 to 380. That's difficult. And this one is 390 to 160. You know what? I'm going for this one. I think we can do that. And if we can't, I'm going to regret it. But we get about, what, 30,000 funds for that. It's well time for it to happen. So we need 305 units of sounding rocket payload on the craft. We're going to accept that. Let's go and see what's on this craft. Right, it's the 18th of January 1956. We're really sort of racking through the time early on here while we wait for things to build. So the Javelin is ready. We're going to go for a launch with that. Hopefully we'll get some funds for it and then we can ramp up our tech a bit more. We're past halfway on this orbital rocketry, so I think we'll probably build the first stage of our new craft and do some testing of those engines potentially, unless I wait for an uprated engine here, but we'll see what happens. Right, let's get going. So here we are, the sun is rising on Javelin J011. That is the correct number, isn't it? Yes, it is. Right, I think we're ready to go. So let's just check that we have our contract and everything sorted out. Let's have a look. Where are we? Can't find it. Here we are. So we have the right sounding payload on this. We've just got to go, let's have a look, above 140 and 380 kilometers downrange. Right, I think we can do that. Get that ready and let's go. Off we go. Engines are go, and we are away from the launch pad. We're getting a bit of speed up. We have a minute and a half of burn on this. Obviously not the biggest of the rockets that we've built. It's actually only a two-stager. I thought we'd... we have not gone for the three-stage on this one. That's interesting. I thought we were going for a three-stage. But anyway, we have not gone three-stage on this one. So let us start turning over a little bit. Okay, getting over. This should give us more than enough to do this flight. But if it doesn't, we can stick another tank on there, I believe, and give us an even bigger burn time. So we need to be aware of that. I thought we'd put an extra tank in. Interesting. Alright. Off we go. Going up, 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 up. Lots of burn time left. I'm going to speedy this up, I think. We're going to go for a quick launch. So here we go. Down to 70. I'm going to take it down to 60 now. There we go. I'm going to just hold it at 60. There we go. We got the red timer because we're going as fast as the computer can manage because of all this stuff going on. I think after that recent crash, it just seems to have slowed my computer down, so I may have to do a reboot at some point and see what's going on. Alright. And now we can actually go down to 45, I think, and get as much as possible. There we go. Right, we're going to definitely go over the 140. Yeah, so we just need to hit, thank you. Don't need that. Does annoy me when it does that. So we need to hit 190 before we start coming down. And 190 downrange before we start coming down is what we're aiming for. If we can't do that, then we're going to have to look at sticking another tank on this thing, which we could potentially have done. We could actually have stacked another tank on, but we'll see. I don't want that either. Thank you very much. Now I'm in space. Wonderful. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we're going to do this easily, aren't we? Yeah, there we go. We did it. We did it just as we started coming down again. That's how good it was. Right, and we can range safety this because we don't have any sights on. Should have put some photography or something on it. That would have been useful. Right, range safety didn't even do telemetry. That's terrible. Right, range safety and back to the space center. Right, that mission was a success. I noticed that we've got a load of things that we need to just get rid of. All these past contracts that we've managed to do, so we need to get rid of those, clear them out so I know what's going on. Right, we'll leave that rubbish on there and have a look at, let's see, this one's going to take a while longer to do. Let's have a look and see, what have we got? We have, next mission is probably going to be one of these, the difficult sounding rocket altitude. 130 to that. We actually did that this time. That we could just do that straight away. So yeah, we can do that easily. We can just keep rocketing these off while we're waiting and getting some more resources. So I'm actually going to spend 2 more points on. Let's see. I'm going to put one in the VAB. I might not. I'm going to put both in the R&D to keep our R&D twice as high as the VAB. That's what I'm going to aim to do. 2-to-1 ratio. That's what I want to do until we open this up when it becomes viable. So let's see. We have about 300 days to go until we can actually start really building our next craft, our orbital craft, and we're going to be using really rubbish avionics and stuff like that. But we're going to be able to do it, and I think that's going to be key to us. It's going to be a really important key to us. So I'm going to end it at that point of this episode. It's been a quickish one. We've got a flight in from a plane, we've done some building work, and we've launched one of our javelins. So next time we're going to probably launch another javelin. We're going to start putting together, I think, this. One thing I will say is I'm actually I would probably try and fit in more sounding rockets. I'd probably try and squash them in, get them in, do them quicker, and do more plane contracts. But I'm trying to play through this in a sort of an easy flow way, and I don't want to do 25 million plane flights just because I'm trying to scrounge every bit of science. So if you like it, like it. If you really like it, subscribe. And from me, until next time, have a great one.